Howdy, folks. It's Johan, your favorite little ink blob, back at it today with some murders at Karlov Manor. Um, Sorry for the late start. Bit trepidatious. There's a terrible premonition that I've had since last night that I'm going to open a fourth Massacre Girl, and once again, have a sub-3 win run. And I think that might break me, but we're gonna try it. We're going for set completion. We gotta keep chugging. It's a fun set. I've had a blast. I can't do another Massacre Girl. Ugh. Alright. Well, our gems have taken a hit, but we've got some gold, so let's do a gold run. Surely that will make things better, right? Okay. Last person, you got this. Just gotta hit the button. You're here, you're excited. Come on in. Apparently not quite so excited. Have you been waiting here for hours? Walked away? Simply waiting for someone to play with you? That would be tragic. There we go. Alright. And we start off with a Yarus? Roar of the Old Gods. Other creatures have haste. It's a 4-mana 4/4. Scarily similar to a Massacre Girl. Draw cards with your disguise creatures, and you get to flip up disguise creatures when they die. That seems actually quite solid, and hey, I kind of liked him in the... Howdy, Cholera. How's it going? I'm very happy to not be opening... Oh my gosh, yes, it is closing the draft overlay that makes it so I can't click on stuff. I'm really hoping it will take the Yarus. Me just trying to get things out of the way so I can see them. I'm glad that we didn't open another Massacre Girl. I was definitely afraid of that, and part of why I got going so late. How is it going for you? No, I do not want to activate Draftsmith. Case of the Crimson Pulse. So, discard to draw. Yeah, I don't like them. I want it out of the way. I just want to have the untapped GG tracker working for y'all so you can see the cards I'm looking at. I do not like the draft advice. Greenbelt Radical, I think, is pretty sweet. I think this is not a limited card most of the time. Are there any... I've been getting very married to my first picks, I think, because I'm very afraid of not having enough cards with the play boosters, but I do think that Greenbelt Radical is a very solid card. So, let's go with it. Blood Spatter Analysis. 3 damage to a creature, so slow Lightning Strike. And milling stuff, and then you get one back to your hand. Does not seem fantastic. Suspicious Demolition is decent removal. Airtight Alibi. Long Goodbye is quite good, though. Is it a reason to pick that up and see what we get? It's just, yeah, I don't know. Something about having 13 cards per pack? I feel a lot more nervous about switching stuff up. But I think Suspicious Detonation is also very respectable removal. Convenient Target. Suspect Creature. Okay, so a lovely sort of repeatable sort of aura. Fuss and Bother, don't think is going to be fantastic. Crocodile, we could. Galvanize is another pretty decent red removal spell. Yeah. Reminder for desktop users. I am not familiar, but we can talk about that. I'm trying to. Okay, that's yeah. If I don't quite know what that would involve me doing, but I'm happy to try and figure something out. I set up the calendar to try and make it a little more convenient, but if it is not doing the trick, happy to figure other stuff out. Kylox. Interesting, okay. Rebel Belt Braggart. Okay. Okay, and just somewhere in the Twitch settings that I've managed to miss before, I take it. Gearbane Orangutan. I think is better than the Inspector. Culvert Ambusher. Alright. Caught red-handed. Steal a creature, suspect it. I mean, we will take it, but we're on a very high curve once again. I did like Airtight Alibi. The technically castable Crocodile. This is true. So I will take a look into it, and if I can, I will. If I can't, I'll cry about it. Doppelgang. Potentially splashable. I don't think a good idea to splash. We could dump our green and go red-black. We have seen some good red-black stuff going late. But Person of Interest, I think, is quite respectable. And I'd like to see some other good black going around before I make such a decision. Enlisted Worm. Cascade. Yeah, 2 bodies just seems solid. Especially when one of them is menacing. Felonious Rage, I think, can do some good stuff. Man, not seeing a whole lot of 2 or 3 drops. Could take the second Greenbelt Radical, which might be a little much, but I think it's solid. Flourishing Bloomkin. The Vengeful Creeper, since it can be disguised down. Or was I just really missing? Flourishing Bloomkin, I think, is very nice. It can grow quite large. Yeah, I think of the 2, I would rather have the second Ambusher over the Creeper. I think, or not the Ambusher, the Radical, because you can play it down on 4 fairly happily, which I think is I think that is significantly faster than the 5-drop. I think it has better upside, but Breakout I've seen and have not been super impressed with, especially since we're struggling to get them, whereas Tipster, I'm very happy to pick up. A second Flourishing Bloomkin. Okay, we are seeing some very good green coming around now. Lockstone Eavesdropper, I think, is decent. There's that rope. It is true that at the moment, I don't think we have any reach. We've just got red removal and hoping. But I don't think that's a good reason. This is true. I think the creeper is kind of taking the place of it. And another eavesdropper, or actually expose the culprit. Now, any number of face-up creatures control with disguise and a face. Interesting. I don't think that's a good card, but that's very cute. Innocent bystander. It's a piker that has potential upside. I will add. Oh my gosh, I should not be doing that because just missed a bite down on crime. Sending some mixed signals here. I think in the sealed I did on release day, I think I got a pyrotechnics performer. Did not have a lot of luck with it, but I think that was just how that entire deck was running. But I know I have at least one in the collection. Might do some brewing with it at some point. I do need to check out, I saw that Covert Go Blue, oh, hey, the Creeper wheeled. I saw Covert Go Blue did a deck with the green-black enchantment where when you exile you get like the miniature Avenger of Zendikar effect, which is also one that appealed to me. I tried putting something together, but I have been sleeping under a rock for the past year and did not know all of the sick tech for getting things out of the graveyard. But yeah, like Insidious Roots, I think. But from what I saw, the way he put it together looked pretty darn sick, so may try that out and use that as sort of a base to work from. Probably taking the commercial district, get some good fixing. I'm not seeing any, like, I don't think the Topiary Panther would probably be a good pickup, but I imagine we'll see other ones. 10th District Hero, story-wise, I need to go and read some. I stopped reading around War of the Spark because of the Greg Weisman book, and then I recently read the Murder at Karlovmanor story, so like, everything in between I am behind on, but I know there's some very sick stuff with the 10th District Hero. I don't think we want to play any of Vengeful Creeper and Offender at Large. We're already stacked on 5-drops, and yes, they disguise, but I don't think we want other ones. Monologue Tax is interesting. Hedge Maze. Homicide Investigator is going to be sweet. I feel bad. We don't have enough playables, but like... Yeah, I'm just gonna take a value Homicide Investigator. Crime Novelist. There's a bite down on crime. Like that. I think I could also take the Red Herring. But I think bite down on crime is quite strong. I think triple green is a big ask. It's a sweet card, good removal spell that's only 1 green pip. At this point, we've only got 1 double green card. And even then, we can... I think that's... I think double green's okay. I think questing Beast at home is quite respectable. Okay. I do wonder if between the Ferox and the 2/2 that has like a diet evolve but lets you investigate, I do wonder if mono green has a reasonable chance in standard right now. Although then I just think back to the 36 Wrath deck that can technically exist, and I'm terrified. Harry Dronesmith, I think, is sweet. I guess we can take the Vengeful Creeper. I mean, okay, so we've got... These can both be 3-drops. Triple... Oh my goodness. Analyze the Pollen. Don't think is fantastic, but I also don't think we're playing a 7-drop. We've already got several of those. Could potentially help fix stuff if we need it. Crowd Control Warden, we could technically play. Don't think we will. I guess a one-off Felonious Rage. Might consider that. I'll take a Monologue Tax. Thinking Cap. Pick your poison. And the 4th Vengeful Creeper. This is going to be, I think, a big ask of a deck, but true, the 20 land 40 Wrath deck. Or, I mean, he was already playing 63, right? So just bump it up to 67 and bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so... Okay, Breakout is technically... It could technically kind of act as a creature, but we do have a few more low drops, but yeah, it kind of needs to be... It kind of... I don't think we need the 4th Creeper. Airtight Alibi can be sweet, but... And I think there might be an argument for Felonious Rage. I will need to look at that in just a moment. Just quickly punching stuff into my little draft tracking sheet. That's 5 rares. Fantastic. Oh, did I move all of... Yeah, I moved all of those to the 4 slot when I was intending for the... Or, no, it just moved them back. I gotcha. So, we can technically look at our curve like that. I almost wonder if... Okay, so let's look at our creature versus non-creature distribution. I think that's actually pretty decent. So I think the last question I have is, do I want the Fanatical Strength over the Felonious Rage? It's 1 cheaper and leaves behind a body, but this gives Trample, which I think is pretty important. I think we try it like this. Actually, Gearbane Orangutan. Go to Chocolate Brand. You know, I'm terrible. This might make people not want to talk to me anymore. I'm not the biggest fan of chocolate. I happily eat it, but I am not a connoisseur, and I often prefer things more on like the fruit end of the spectrum. I don't think there's a particular chocolate brand that I'm a sucker for over other ones. I think anything that's got dark chocolate, I will pretty much always take over milk chocolate, but when it comes to which type of dark chocolate, I'm willing to be persuaded. We don't have a lot that's going to help enable this Gearbane orangutan, do we? We don't have much investigate. We've got the double eavesdropper. I know, I know. My mother, big chocolate person. Very happy for her. It works out well until we get like little dark chocolate covered fruit in the house, then oh boy, that was there were blood was perhaps shed, but we've gotten past it. So I guess my question is, so I don't think Gearbane, actually it is reach. We do really need reach. It can destroy stuff. I don't think it's fantastic, but it might be okay. And I assume we don't have a lot of detectives, so I don't think running the hat to bulk things up is going to be... Yeah, I think we just try this. I'm not optimistic. Oh, I've seen the word lacrimate before, and for the life of me, I cannot... Oh, yes, tears. Okay. Yes. Blood and tears, absolutely. I feel like Jetmir can be a decent Gruulsman. But I guess he's a little more party-oriented? I guess Ziatora with Jund is a little closer. Let's just have some chaos. Yeah, let's Jund him. Diet Jund. Dinosaur seems good for that. And... got lovely little football-esque game. Yeah. Goblins playing with spiky American footballs. That seems the spirit of our deck. You'll never know what hits you until you kill it and Yarus flips it back up. The very uncreative Gruul Smash. I did not. I did consider at one point trying to unlock the key to all of the Romance languages, but realized that that wouldn't exactly work out how I wanted it to, so instead, most of my knowledge of it just comes from, you know, speaking English, which has a lot of Latin roots hidden in it, so... and being able to recognize patterns. Not as well as I would like, but... Mucifer. The Lightbringer? Okay, we've got a 2-drop that ramps us into our 4-drops, if they don't kill it, and we've got 3 lands and a chance to draw into more. I think it's keepable. I think it's slow and will get run over, but it's keepable. And doesn't have a Massacre Girl. Oh no, not the Codebreaker. Carnifex and Lanius both means Butcher and Slaughter. Ooh, okay. That sounds... Oh, so like, I guess Carnifex Demon. Slaughter Demon. Shocking. Crash. Oh, and we exile something? Understandable. We do all have them. I think Vengeful Creeper gets in the bin for now. Okay. And I think we will disguise out the Flourishing Bloomkin, and I would love to be able to go fetch those forests. I suspect many, many tricks from the opponent. Okay. 4th land is lovely. 2-3 would be an ostensibly good blocker. That gives us some options. Ooh, actually, that curves well with the Gearbane Orangutan? Alternatively, clue. I think I'm way sadder blocking with the Harry Dronesmith, so I think I'm going to play out the Eavesdropper. They are on 4 lands, 2 cards in hand. 4-2, okay. At this point, I do think we trade. And the orangutan is able to block that. We can collect evidence 6, but we are a mana short. Sed lingua latina plutra et magna sunt. Other than lingua, because of lingua franca, I have no clue. I think what I'm going to do here... I think I'm going to Harry Dronesmith. This doesn't get to block, so we attack in with it. And then next turn, we can collect evidence, bite down on crime, kill the Night Drinker Moroi, and hopefully stabilize. Yikes, okay. Ideally we draw land so that we can also orangutan. That was not a land. Yeah, so in that case, I guess we crack the clue. Okay, we are in a very, very, very scary spot. Not quite. Actually, we probably used the Thopter to bite. No, it's a sorcery, okay. But we can bite down on crime using collect evidence. We will target our Dronesmith. We will fight the 4-2, bite the 4-2. We'll exile the Tipster. And for the moment, we have a blocker. If they have removal, we're dead. But we do have a blocker. Like, we aren't just dead at the moment. We are facing a Rakdos deck. So, we're nervous. Okay, we can get out... We probably just want to get out 2 blockers. This doesn't get to block, but we're just playing out no value monkey. And a goblin citizen. Because I'm like a felonious rage would kill us if we didn't have 2 blockers. Okay. Well. Okay, we're down to 2. And they get to start digging real deep. So, again, we can only play out 1 body this turn. Like, I hate playing this out kind of for no value, but it's got Ward, making it a little more resilient, potentially. Man. So, they get 3 cards a turn. Jeez. Maybe Case of the Crimson Pulse is a limited card. And I just completely overlooked it. Okay, they got us. Sick. Feel like I've got my own goblin lackey. Boss Thief, we need to kill Lynch the manfolk. Unfortunately, they have an ogre. The big manfolk. Kapim. Oh, rat people. It's Warhammer is one of those things that I've wanted to get into, but have not. And most of what I know comes from conversations with folks who have gotten very into it, and I lose the thread almost instantly. But I picked up little bits and pieces. Turn one. Oh, an inspector. Oh no. Don't flood out. Please don't flood out. Play 2-drop so we can kill your clue. Yes. Yes. The monkey value. Monkey says no clues. Yes, that's a very criminal monkey tampering with evidence. We can use airtight alibi to unsuspect the creature. The person of interest. Well, I feel like every set has to have at least one surprise reach creature in red. Like Skyraker Giant from Aether Revolt and things like that. Monkey does not get in. But Person of Interest might get in with Airtight Alibi next turn. Depends on whether or not we draw something other than, you know. Okay. Interesting. Not attacking with the Inspector. So I'm guessing they want to force a double block with the Inspector because they've got the +3 reach and trample, right? But like, I'm gonna make them use it. If they're spending a good combat trick to kill a 2/2 token, or they flip that up. Yeah, okay. Had it exactly correct. Oh, sorry, it's not reach. Okay, we do like the radical. I think we swing in with our unblockable 2/2. Then we hold up Airtight Alibi and hopefully try and get him. Because, yeah, I think the only reason why you wouldn't attack with the Inspector in that is because I would be tempted to block with only 1/2/2, and you want to get a 2-for-1 with the spell. That said, they might have another one, but this is also reasonable. Which Pioneer set? Ooh, don't know. I haven't actually played Pioneer. I just want more old cards. I am afraid of this one being the Conclave thingamahoosit. So we'll try double blocking here. Ooh, both of those would be quite good. Mirrodin Besieged, I think, would be fun since we've got the oil counter and Phyrexian shenanigans. Oh, wouldn't you know, it was the 6/6 I was afraid of. I mean, it's not helping me live, but at least I'm correct on the things that I'm afraid of. So we could 3-for-1 ourselves on it. Or we can attack, no fear, and then next turn that would be 3, 5, or 3, 8, 11, 11, 16. So, yeah, let's try it. I guess we could even chump with the tipster, potentially. Okay, so if we do that, so 5, 10, 13, they can block 2 of it. So we might just be dead. They might play out something else big. I think we do block. Whereas now, let's get aggressive with it. So they do survive at 1. So they kill us, or they die. Your move, opponent. Could have left back the orangutan, but I think there was a chance that they didn't block. Folks wanting set blocks to return. I'm in a weird position because I liked the storytelling architecture of the set blocks. Okay, they've got us to 1. But we've got them dead. Okay. I really liked the storytelling architecture of the 3 set blocks a lot more than what they've been doing. The single set story spanning often feels very scrunched. Murders at Karlovmanor, though, they managed to do a decent job, I think. But part of that is because the setting is already very fleshed out on Ravnica. Like the upcoming Bloomborough set, I'm really excited for. I love Redwall. I love cute small animals doing big heroic things, the sort of small stakes stuff. But I'm really afraid that I'm going to be disappointed because we're not going to get to flesh it out in nearly as much detail as I would like. I think March of the Machine and All Will Be One, I think sort of having the not set blocks, having them be self-contained sets, but using multiple back-to-back sets to tell the story, I think that worked great. And I think the nostalgia for the set blocks, I think people do enjoy mixing stuff around. They have nostalgia for it. But look, man, I've drafted Dragon's Maze. Actually, drafted pre-release packs of Dragon's Maze. It's so small. It's not great. I like Dragon's Maze. It's not a good draft experience. So I think pigeonholing and holding sets back with the 3 set structure, I don't think is a good idea. But I do also think that being as standalone as they have been also hasn't been. So I think maybe doing it more where when we're revisiting planes, we can afford to have the like 1 set return, because it's already fleshed out, but spending maybe 1 or 2 sets and actually giving time to immerse ourselves in the new planes might be a good idea. But even then, that's a big ask to do 2 fully developed sets for the same plane back to back. I don't know if there's really a good, comfortable solution to have everything fit together in a way that's narratively and mechanically satisfying. It is something I definitely think about, though. Ooh, not slasher, slasher. Two disguised 3-drops into 2 interesting 4-drops. Yeah? I think? Might be very wrong. Might go looking for a 2-drop, but we don't have a huge number. But yeah, no, like the sort of 3-point story beat is classic storytelling architecture, and I think made for some very wonderful stories, but there's also only so much you can do when you're having to hold back on some of the earlier sets to make it work. You then think that anthologies are better to introduce select fan favorite cards over entire older sets such as Khans of Tarkir. Oh, for introducing them to Arena? I do think we run out the orangutan. The Harry Dronesmith makes this a lot better, so we do probably hold off. We can take a few hits. I don't know. I like the idea of, oh no, so much flying. Oh dear. I am a big fan of basically just getting full sets on Arena. I would kind of like, yes, the monkey. The monkey will use the Thopter next turn, hopefully. The monkey will come down next turn and be big monkey. But yeah, I like getting full sets on Arena. I like having it be closer to like a paper experience, kind of borrowing more from MKM. At the same time, I understand that then that makes things very, very compact for how they're having to run things with Premier drafts and whatnot. So, but I don't know. I like seeing the full sets. I like having more variety. I would like to see more of that. The anthologies, not being able to draft to get the cards, kind of annoys me, but I'm sure it's better economically for them, so. Dunno. Monkey surprise reach! Oh, come on. Please, please don't notice that the monkey has reach. Yes. And I think we do double block here. I don't love losing the Vengeful Creeper, but we're not turning it up soon enough to have a good impact, and we need to stem the bleeding. Yes! Monkey reach. Okay, we can. The monkey can bite the children. That's... Look, man, it's not necessarily best for the monkey, but I think we gotta. And I would love to attack for 6, but is 6 worth taking? Probably 2 lifelink. Especially since they probably just block with the 2/2. I don't think it is. Yeah. Just chip on in. We really could use that extra land for the Vengeful Creeper. We would love a, green for the Axebane Ferox. Sorcery, no! No, it doesn't work the way we want! We can't Suspicious Detonation off that. Okay, attack with 3 more creatures, they will get +1/+1, so that's going to be bigger than the Dronesmith can handle. That would let us investigate. I think we just run out the 4/4 Radical. Doesn't feel good, but it blocks. We have more cards in hand than them. They are flooding, we are screwed. Generally speaking, screw beats flood, but we are very behind on life. And we are hurting for lands quite a bit. So, I assume they make their flyer bigger? Anthologies versus older sets? No worries. Essentially, I like the... I think it can make it very cramped to be introducing them as full sets, draft-wise, but I prefer having the extra options, and anthologies kind of bother me from not being able to draft to acquire the cards, which is just a much more efficient way than having to spend wild cards. So, oh, okay, sorry. Thoughts. Pin in that. So we can just Zot. Ugh, the Watchdog is scary. So is... I think the Watchdog is scarier? The Ferox is good. I think we kill the Vigilante. Yeah. I think we kill the Vigilante. And we continue in our holding pattern, because then they're not going to be able to have the Enforcer block. But yeah, and, you know, it's fair enough. They are... Wizards is used to having Mitgo, where you're actually buying the cards, so they need to make money. Yes, they make a lot of money, but I understand some aggressive monetization models, but I don't know. It's... As a player, I like the option to draft them. I enjoy having the draft experience. I would love having more customizable draft experiences. It would be fun to have, be able to set up pods with friends and whatnot, but there's only X amount that can be done. I think we block like so. We take 4. They probably have some sort of trick. I'm afraid of the +2/+1, but at least then these still trade. We take 6. No, they'll bounce something. Okay. This is okay. Yeah, that would... If they ever did that, I would be having feelings. I think they would be mostly good feelings, but feelings nonetheless. I think we do attack with the Ferox. We do need to start chipping in for some amount of damage. And we've got a blocker for... We have reasonable blocks here. But we're at the point where just sitting back, we are waiting for them to draw something that murders us. I don't think we're going to be getting flip-up value off the Vengeful Creeper. So I think we crack in again. Alright. And run out the Creeper. And see what they've got. We are not in a great position, but we are finally chipping through for some damage. They can make... Okay, so they'll make that a 5/3. Hurts, but I do think we... No, because then they do that with that, and then we have to trade away our 4/4. No, because it doesn't have the extra toughness. We could double block with that, but then we don't get the investigate. We need to leave this back because it's our only reach. So yeah, I think we do block with the creeper. Now, of course, we draw plenty of lands. But those onboard tricks are a little less scary when it doesn't have 3 toughness at the moment, at least. Okay. If they attack, we 100% block with Innocent Bystander. Trade them, and we investigate. Okay. Yes, please, thank you. Something other than a land, please. Okay, we got there eventually. A little... the temptation to attack with both, because then they have to block, probably with the Forum Familiar. Oh, actually... Because of the Thopter, we could attack with the Harried Dronesmith, and that forces a block. They probably double block the Dronesmith, but then we get to kill their Perimeter Enforcer. Yep, kill the Perimeter Enforcer and feel a lot safer in general. Especially since that gets rid of big bursty lifelink potential for them getting back in the game. Okay. I don't know if we ever stabilized there, but we stemmed the bleeding enough and it worked out. Okay. Okay. The secret here is just don't encounter Massacre Girl. I'm sure that our opponent will now play her and do amazing things, but Monkey MVP. The one reach creature, and very good thing that we waited to play it out until it was a 4/4. Big monkey. This is not keepable. It would be even less keepable if we had that Archdruid's Charm. But up crash. I think we probably pitched the Radical? Yeah. We may not have Big Monkey. No. But we like Big Monkey. But I think we do just play it for curve. Monkey angry. Monkey smash. Are they going to shock the monkey? Don't shock the monkey. It's just a little monkey. Oh, you know, I never thought about this. In this format, monkey can be land destruction. There's that one fixing land that's an artifact because it's a clue. I hope before the end of playing this draft, I get to do that at least once. Stone Rain with a 2/2 reach body attached to it? Monkey secretly best card. Oh, they're going to galvanize the monkey. It feels a little bit better than shocking it, I suppose, but... Alrighty. Well, we get to Eavesdropper. Could also run Karn into monkey. Oh, make some Karnstructs? Or the Power Stones. That feels brave. No blocks. Ooh, okay. Oh, okay, I suppose that makes sense. But I'll need to for some reason brain is not pulling up Karn Great Creator at the moment, but I believe you. I think what we do here is we crack the clue. Actually, no. We commercial district, we surveil. We do not need another land. We crack the clue, which makes Elephant big, and Vigilance. I like getting a Yarus. And then we swing in for 4. And we detonate the Dog Walker. Specifically the Walker. We like the dogs. The dogs are cute. If they attack us, we will be forced to defend ourselves, but I would feel very bad murdering such a cute... They're so cute! No, do not kill dog, even if they are Doug. Oh, is Doug the monkey? Or if they attack, they are the ones killing the dog. That is true. Our great creator. Oh no. They bit my elephant. That's not polite. Well, I think we play out Yarus. And hopefully get in for some ambusher value next turn. Draw some cards. You can't bite my centaur. Although that does sound like a very good insult. Oh, that's a staff. For a moment I thought that was a centaur holding a gun. It's like one-handing a rifle. No, please don't have options, opponent. That's very impolite of you. Okay. That is an acceptable amount of options. Ooh, airtight alibi. The sound went? As in, there's not sound from the stream? Oh. I am speaking, my audio in is still showing. So... inaudible? Ooh, I will figure that out in a moment. Testing, testing. Okay, they do that. Properties, can I monitor my own audio? Audio in, monitor. Testing. Okay, so OBS is still fine. So it's something about the broadcast. So we are no cards in hand. But Yarus is quite good. Gives us some options for card advantage. We can also flip this up to get quite scary as a 6/7. Oh, are they going to double? Yeah, okay. That does kind of get us. But I do think then we attack, flip this up, and force them to block with their face down and get that value. Dogwalker, okay. Feel good killing it before they make those poor innocent doggos. I do think a 6/7 is going to be hard for green-red to deal with. This is a nice little hidden lethal at the moment. Oh, twinsies. I assume they hold. Yeah. And so we will swing out. I think that's lethal. Oh. It happens, but yeah, I was like, the OBS audio monitoring, it still seems to be picking up. It can connect and disconnect. Oh, that that would do it. Okay. We got them to 1. I forgot that was 6. So if they have 1 point of damage, we're dead. If not, we're not. They have enough. Okay. Darn, I forgot about the Hellion. Could have left back the Tipster. Just gone for big damage rather than lethal. Got greedy. Well, okay. In fairness, we got smashed by another Gruul deck, so still Gruul smash. We can accept this. Manatee. Two-drop Bloomkin? Sure. Haven't actually gotten to play with it an awful lot, but it seems solid. Yes, I did. Okay, I guess we go with the bystander first. As the Hellion was not what I was expecting. 7 toughness, just a little too big. Exactly. I think we run out... Okay, I think first we attack with bystander. Then I think we run out the tapped land. Or I guess we can do it face down. No, we do the tapped land. It is itself a forest. So this is still a 2-2 and will become a 3-3. And I do think we like that land at the moment. So... because we've got some good big stuff, and we just want to be able to cast it. Of course, then I'm going to draw way too much land up and coming, but... Alquist Proft? Sir. Not really. I have very shamefully not been playing many video games other than idle games for the past couple of years. When I was much younger, I did play some Battlefield. Battlefield 1942, the, like, old games. They traded... Okay. Okay. But yeah, so I did play a lot of that, but just single-player bot matches, enjoying. I mean, I was, like, young, teen, tween, at that point. Did occasionally play with my dad. It was a fun little bonding experience. So this is whenever you draw an extra card. So I think what we actually probably do... First games were Flash games. Yeah, makes sense. I think we clue, make a 4/4, attack, and then we actually probably blow up the Crowvod Haunch. I think that's more valuable than 4/4 Monkey. Because they also can't pay for the value right now. And might as well attack with the 2-1 as well. If they want to trade that, we investigate again. Ooh, that is actually tough. Hold on. Do we make the 4-4? No, because this just lets them trade up. So, yeah, I think slightly sad monkey, but monkey smash. Got a Game Boy and became a recluse. Yep, that's, I was mostly PC games. I played a lot of the, like, Lego.com stuff for a while, and, oh, Pop Tropica. Oh, but then, eventually my folks got me a DS Lite, and, played a lot on there, and began my hiding out for long periods of time era. So we could double disguise, or we could eavesdropper and draw. I think I like eavesdropper and draw. Because we are the beatdown. We've got the beats. I honestly do not know. I do not keep track of that very well. But, old enough to remember. I think it's probably somewhere in that range. I'm old enough to remember the good old days of using Yahoo to search things up as a browser, but too young to remember rotary and dial-up phones, so that's not true. I've played around with those a bit. I would have had a lot of fun phone freaking, I think. Once they start legally defining generations, I think we're all in trouble. I do love the off-color dog walker. Feels nice and cheeky. Yeah, don't make me kill the puppies. But I want to block that. I think we're still on the beatdown, so I like killing their vigilance. Even though they've tapped stuff down pretty well. And we draw Galvanize, which will let us deal with that eventually. So I think we play out some big beefy boys disguised. Or actually, do we just... So we could double disguise. And then hopefully do some silly things with the Greenbelt Radical, but that might not be enough. We could also... I don't think we're too worried or pressured by that yet, so I don't think we need to galvanize. We could also just play out a 5-5, which I think might be the best. Oh, lovely! Mean you're gonna go eat? That seems like a very solid plan. No worries. Enjoy some good food. Going digging. I guess the Vengeful Creeper could have been used to destroy the accusation, but we'd be taking a lot. Watchdog. Watchdog might be a galvanized target. So we only have 6 mana. If we draw an extra land, we can clue, galvanize, and disguise something. Which I like an awful lot. So I think that is exactly what we will do. That's a good one. think we smash. I mean, they can jump pretty easily with the dogs, which feels very sad, but... Alright. Galvanize, so we do not take a massive crackback. And I think we do the green belt radical so that we can trample over next turn potentially. Yeah, I mean, there's value in blowing that up, but we have others, and I think being able to hold back aggression a bit and just have that much power and toughness on the board, I think makes a big difference. Swinging on in. Okay. What you got, opponent? This is very lethal. Okay. Whew. I mean, they could have blown up like the 5-5, but yeah. Okay. We've made it back into the getting 1,000 gems back, which is where I'm fairly happy. There are no mistakes, only happy accidents that lead you to trying a new strategy. That is a very, very, I don't know how I feel about Bob Ross MTG, but it would actually be some very cute art, I think. They've retreated into the shadows. Some claim they don't even exist anymore. Right, because I'm sure that the Spies and Stealth Guild is probably very much wanting people to know exactly how they're doing. Stouden. Okay. Bloomkin into some disguise, and okay. We've got some beatdown. This might also actually be a very reasonable card in a mono green standard deck. 2 mana for that effect is pretty nice. Doop, doop, doop. We would love some more land. Okay, and they do not want more land. No, those are some sweet full arts. Zendikar, Battle for Zendikar, I guess. BFZ. Very cozy. Ooh. Third Forest. We crack on in. I assume they block. Then probably disguise out the Creeper at this point. Yep. Because they might kill our stuff, but I don't think that's worth holding up the airtight alibi for. Lots of tap lands. Monkey could be land destruction. But, actually, so could Vengeful Creeper. Oh. I mean, they could sack it to draw a card right now, but I still imagine that would hurt. We shall play out the Eavesdropper. They play an Eavesdropper of their own. So we've got Fanatical Strength and popping the Clue. So I think we can just kind of attack in with him. We draw a card, and then we just attack in. Yerp. Hello, friend. How's it going? We have several questions for you. Trade with the Bloomkin. I think we will simply trade a Fanatical Strength like it's a burn spell. They have their own Yarus. Is that even allowed? Well, we can attack with everything, because if they do choose to block, they're dead, and then if they block... Actually, they are dead in any case. Because that's simply +2/+2. Yep. And we'll put it on... here. Sick. Okay. There's part of me that's like, oh, we can trade for Yarus, but that's just missing lethal. They're completely tapped out. Okay. That's kind of what we wanted to be doing with all of those green-black decks. Okay. Whew. No Massacre Girl and paying in gold. That's the secret. Simic Combine is Ravnica's steward of nature in the wild. They have a very Vorinclexian approach of, well, let's just jam things together and see what sticks, I guess. Okay, what have we got here? Some good 2-drop, especially with 3 forests, and just 1 land off some other stuff, and we've got a combat trick. I am very happy with that. Against a diamond opponent, we must have a very good... I do think we ditched the bystander. We must have a good MMR right now, or they have been on a very bad luck streak. Okay, that is lovely. Would have loved something to disguise, I think, but we can play... Do we play a no-value monkey? It's extra damage. Yeah, we play a no-value monkey. Oh. They... we play a monkey that makes them give us value. Okay. Alright. We'll run out the Ferox. They might counter. They do not counter. That feels good. Murder. But they can't collect evidence for it. Robbery for 1. I'm sorry. I'm guessing they have been having a bad run. And we crack in because we can Fanatical Strength. Yeah, might as well do it there, because then Death Touch and Trample. Oh man, okay. Yikes. That feels... I mean, hey, glad to be getting a good run in, but the past 2 games have felt a bit mean. It happens, but I've been on the other side of that table the past few times, so... Oh boy, okay. We're making it, though. The deck that you feel middling about is usually the one that goes the furthest. Excited about Massacre Girl? Gonna do terrible. Feeling, okay, we've got a Yarus. Gonna bust through some absolute units. I do love the vibes of the Rakdos. Like, okay, I'm generally a fan of not murdering people for the sake of entertainment, but, I think they've got good vibes. You know, it's goth theater. Ooh, goth theater kids doing incredible acts of hedonism, and it's fun. No, and now we're against gold, so they're also probably running on a heater. Not amazing, but I think technically keepable, and we like having a 7-card hand. And they mulliganed once. Alright. I think we start with the forest because we've actually, in case we draw into the power and toughness equal to forest one, we do not, so we'll run out the bystander. Yeah, having a 2 mana, sometimes 3/3 just right the next turn seems... It's been strong. We haven't really done much with the braggart, though. Mr. Viashino man. Okay, face down card. We draw that 5th land we were kind of looking for. Do you trade? I think that's reasonable. And we will play our own disguised creature. Next turn we probably eavesdropper. Cold case cracker. What do? Oh, we could spend the turn biting down on crime, and then swing in for 4. I think that keeps up our momentum better. Actually, we probably swing in with both. Yeah. I think Loxodon Eavesdropper is ultimately better in most circumstances, but I do think... I think maintaining the pressure has a lot of value here. Because they are somewhat low on options and have to spend mana to dig for more. Of course, they'll play like an Ezrim or something. Okay. That was an efficient use. That helps them get back in the game. The way I say mana. Yeah, that's... I think I used to say mana, and people teased me a bit for it, so... Also, hello, OG Gunzy? What, I sound very fancy? Mana? Well, that is not the goal, but glad you're enjoying. How's your day going? We hold off, and hopefully we get to flip that. Glad to hear it! We're also doing fairly well today. The past 2 days, I've been doing drafts and managed to first pick a Massacre Girl, I think all 3 times? Definitely showed up at some point, and have been sub-3 wins each time, so some sort of weird curse going on, but finally drafted a deck I feel middlingly about, and I think we're currently 5-2, although I'm feeling nervous we might be 5-3 here soon. So we can turn this up for value. We might... So if it attacks, we can suspect it, and we might get some good Fanatical Strength value in a trade. Standard best of 1 ranked myself. By the way, Massacre Girl for a deck idea? Yeah, that's... Oh, you currently have 0. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I would love to see that deck idea at some point, because she seems sweet. I don't know where to fit her in. What have you been playing in best of 1? Zoom zoom. Suspect. Yes. And make a Thopter. Ooh, actually. No, yeah, no, we still do that because I think us using the Fanatical Strength and getting to have a fairly big blowout is a lot better, and then we Eavesdropper. No, they don't. Homebrew, Dragonspark, Reactor, Efficiency, Interrogation, Enum Pakal, Ooh, okay. So using the fact that the gnome tokens are artifacts, that seems so sick. Yeah, that's... Oh, love that. Good brew. Oh, no! Okay, I understand the concession. Oh, you hit Mythic? Sweet! Oh, I might have to do something in that vein then. I've kind of been out of the loop for like the past year. Thank you. I've kind of been out of the loop for the past year with Magic. I've just not had a whole lot of time for it, so I kind of slept through the Wilds of Eldraine and all that, which I guess is in flavor. But about 3 weeks ago, I'm like, let's stream, let's have some fun with it, and tried grinding some Best of One Standard, and turns out, like, the last week in a season probably isn't enough to make Mythic. I got tantalizingly close, about 3 wins away, and then back down to the bottom of Diamond Hell. But we'll see. I've mostly been drafting because I'm more of a limited person, but I like to draft to get the collection so that I can do cool Best of One stuff. So it'll probably be mixed in. But congratulations on hitting Mythic! As I do not think I've ever hit Mythic in Constructed yet. Dun dun dun. I think that's a good way of doing stuff. I'm a filthy net decker most of the time. Mostly just because I like to make my wildcards count, but when I can get a couple of sets completed and get some extra wildcards to play around with, I do like to brew. I think most of my brewing ends up being in Brawl, though, just because I think the efficiency requirement is a little lower, so the jank that I gravitate towards is a little easier to throw together. Dadams 30. It's like Dad Adams. I have mixed feelings about this name, but alright. Looking at this hand, we do have 2 disguise options on turn 3. We don't have an early drop. This is slow enough, we probably simply die. I'm very scared of a 6-card hand. We do not have a lot of low drops. We've got not terrible chance of drawing in, but yeah, we will first be playing something on their turn 4, basically. I think we still try it. We've got a bit of card selection. And we draw more land, exactly what we're looking for. I don't want to ship the Yarus. Yarus is our best chance of getting back in stuff. Yeah. Making terrible decisions. We'll keep the Yarus. Okay, no 2-drop. I like that. Let's just play a nice, slow, chill game. You don't have any scary detectives. We're doing fine. Everything's cool. Steam Core Scholar, that is explicitly what I asked you to not have. I wanted you to not have a scary detective. That's just like... It is, 400 gems, but, once I hit 3 wins, I usually feel a lot more chill. Like, at that point, I'm in value. 4 wins, I'm over the moon. Anything beyond that is just cream on top. A 2/2 Flying Vigilance for 3 is just good, especially when it's got some of that value. On the bright side... Ah! Thank you, I assume that was you following. I still don't have a way to see it on my screen, because I'm dealing with one monitor, but I've got the noise. I appreciate it. We're caught between a rock and a hard place. I'm not optimistic about this round, but I do think if we play Yarus, we can swing in. If they don't block, we draw a card. If they do block, we get a 5/5. Howdy, Cholera. Glad you're back, although hopefully not with tobacco. Generally speaking, a fan of having nice, healthy lungs, but you do you. You're an adult. We're currently 6-2. We have had a very interesting... We've got an interesting thing here. So we've got Yarus. Okay, they blocked. They flip it over. We've got a 5-5. Feels decent. This is... That is more than me, but I think trying it once I would probably do. Get a feel for it. I like to make little fires in my backyard and whatnot, just for good vibes. So I've probably inhaled similar amounts of smoke, also doing blacksmithing, getting my forge started, but... They bounced my Yarus? But I like him. Okay. So, we're still... So, this is our problem of they get to just fly right on over our heads. We could play Yarus again. I don't think we get a lot of value off that instantly. I do think... Do I have a knack for gunsmithing? I haven't tried it. I would like to, though. I've got some friends that I've made black powder with for fun. And we have talked about making a musket. It's just... My forge is not set up to do that. I think we attack, because they probably don't block, and then I think we tipster face down, smoke a dry herb vape occasionally. That sounds tasty. Totally make a blunder, but it would be fun. It's a lot. I'm tempted to attack here because I think they just take 5, but then we're taking extra. Yeah, I don't think we can afford it. We can put this out, though. That grows it. And we can potentially then flip that up next turn, but we probably want a Yarus. If we attack, they just take 5, and we don't want to double block. So, while it feels productive to attack, because there's the juicy, oh, what if we get to kill the private eye and they double block? I don't think they do. Ejector Inspector. I do want to play around a little with, like, burning herbs more. That's reminded by the, Oh, because of the... horrifying. Reminded by the, like, dry herb, vape. I love just, like, good scents, but haven't figured out how to do that super well yet, personally. I think we Yarus. Do they have the counter magic? They do not. We do have the orangutan, but it's only a chump blocker. This can... Okay, so draw their second card. It can't be blocked. So any detective, and they get through for basically like a free 4. This would let us do some... Okay, so I think what we do... I think we run out the Gearbane orangutan. Do they have counter magic? If not... Oh, I don't like the card flicker. No! Okay. Because if they didn't, we hit in... I assume they block. They might not. They might just be okay with us drawing a card, and then we get a 3-3 monkey that actually trades with their scholar. I think we're just gone unless we find removal. That increases our chances of finding removal. That is not removal. We have one more draw, hopefully. But even then, like, okay, the consistent flyer, but if they have any detective and we're dead. But I guess we also have a chance at an extra draw, thanks to the lovely abilities of Yarus. Okay. That's only 3 in the air. Okay. Removals. Forest, notably not removal. Okay. So they don't necessarily have us dead. Again, unless they draw that detective. or something that lets them draw a card. We still need to attack in with the Radical, I think, trying to dig for an answer. Question is, do we play the second Greenbelt Radical to do that? I think we do. I think we're just trying to zoom in with as much stuff that might draw us cards. An arquebus? I forget the difference between an arquebus and like a traditional musket, but I do think doing something like, rather than even a flintlock, like a matchlock, is a little bit easier, and I think would still be quite fun. Okay, we do get a double flip, so somewhat scary board, but no card draw. So we are very likely just kind of dead here. That's so unfortunate. We've got this lovely, horrifying board, but no reach. I do think blue-white is very strong. It's got a lot of these decks don't have there's a lot of good cheap options in blue-white, and in ways that synergize very well, whereas a lot of the other ones... Yeah, I wish we had them... Oh, they're bouncing Yarus. But yeah, we're... If they draw a card on this upcoming turn, we are dead. If they don't, we might be okay. But they've got so many ways to draw cards. Is that a detective? It is a detective. We are dead. Okay. Well, we did not get the trophy, but we did still get 6 wins, which, after the streak of luck we have had, I'm feeling pretty good about. And we got to do some fun Yarus things this last match. First time. Alright. Well, okay. So long as we don't see the Massacre Girl, I think we're fine. They did. The blue-white, yeah, blue-white detectives, even blue-black with some of that, I've had pretty good luck in all of those cases. I think blue synergizes very well with a lot of stuff. It's got a lot of good investigate and card draw that triggers other stuff, whereas I'm finding with the other color pairings, I'm often not able to get enough clues out there to really pop off the synergies that we're looking for. So that was pretty good. Oh yeah, no, I would love a link to that. I might not be checking it out right now, but I will absolutely take a look at it, at the very least on my own time, and might come back with it. What I think I'm going to do now, because I'll probably do another 10-15 minutes. I started a little late, so I'm okay going a little late, but I gotta make pancakes for folks. It's what I do on Sundays. I do want to go and take a look at Covert. Oh yeah, no, it's all good. I'm just trying to be verbalized and let you know what it is. I think I'm going to take a quick look at Covert Go Blues, the Insidious Roots. I think that's what it was called. Yes, Insidious Roots, because this is a card that I also identified as being pretty sweet. Thank you for the link. I also identified this as, like, super awesome, because, I mean, it's got the, like, it's got sort of, like, Cryptolith rights with the, making your tokens tap to add a mana of any color. And then Avenger of Zendikaring, basically. We'll leave it like this. So taking a quick look, my first attempt, this was a day one, throw together kind of what I had. This has not run very well. It's been fun, it has not been very good. I gravitated towards Soul Enervation as a way to, like, get some extra synergy, and it's decent removal. I think it's way too clunky, but, you know, I was enamored. Skyfisher Spider, as a way to get some stuff into the bin that exiles helps remove a lot of stuff, gives a lot of variety, and also can do the exile thing itself. Flitting Gorilla, Mill, and Exile, both of what we're looking for. Graveyard Trespasser, because I was really digging for stuff, and get some of those exile clauses. Old Rutstein for Mill, again, digging for stuff. Myco Tyrant, I was desperate. Deep Cavern Bat is just a good card. I was looking for filler. Undead Butler, I have seen he's run a couple of in there, and it has felt really good when it's been out. The Mill is awesome. It's a really sweet, because when it exiles, that's a trigger, and it's also returning something, which is a separate trigger. Scrap Gorger, good ramp. Exile stuff, synergistic. He also picked up on that. Persistent Specimen was not great. And Death's Bonnet Sprout does things on both sides, but is kind of slow. But I want to look at his list and throw it together and maybe tweak it a little bit. Try something similar, but splash white. Okay. Oh, and you would get access to some of the, like, stuff that Haughty Jin decks are running, where you can, like, return a 3 or less? Or is there something else that you're looking for access to? Make sure my volume's down so I'm not blasting someone else's content into y'all's ears. So, okay, looking at what he put together. So, this was my first not amazing attempt, but it was an attempt. So with what he's got, okay, I don't even know how many of these I actually have, but Annihilating Glare. So sacrifice, so get stuff into the bin. Kind of odd to see a Golgari self-mill deck that's not to do with Squirming Emergence. True. And Squirming Emergence is probably just better. But hey, we've got Graveyard Hate for it, so actually, we prey on the Squirming Emergence deck. So, Annihilating Glare, sacrifice stuff, remove things, okay. Especially since we're making tokens, and it can put stuff in our bin that we can then exile and get synergies with. Fairy Dream Thief. Guessing that's an Eldraine card that I slept on. Surveil. And you can exile it for card drop. Okay. I can see why. So, we'll try that. The one that exiles from Midnight Hunt. I'm not picking up on it. If you haven't noticed, I'm real bad at remembering card names. Extraction Specialist, Extraction Specialist, yeah, Rite of Oblivion. Market Gnome, Phyrexian Missionary, Baltalon. Okay, so okay. I can see that. Extraction Specialist is pretty hot. Rite of Oblivion, get the sacrifice and Zot stuff. I wish that it wasn't only creature, because then, being able to flashback Rite of Oblivion and also, that would be gorgeous. Yeah, that's Eaten Alive. Ooh, okay. I think that might be antithetical, because it directly, so it exiles. Oh, but we still sacrifice the creature? These are both sorceries. Yeah, Eaten Alive is probably just better. I mean, this will stick around for longer, but yeah. They're basically the same card, but this is more permanent. Okay. Snarling Gorehound. Guessing because we've got a bunch of cheap stuff, I'm totally fine burning common wildcards. Even though I'm sure I will be drafting plenty of these by the time the set is done. Okay. Rubble Belt Maverick. Makes sense. Good, cheap exile. Then he's doing Willowgeist. I think I've got 2 of those. Okay. So it's a cheap one that synergizes with the exiling. I will say, so far we're only seeing, I'm not seeing a huge amount of exile that feels amazingly efficient, but okay, Undead Butler. He's doing like 2 copies, I'll do 4 since I have them. Armored Scrap Gorger, I've also identified as being pretty fantastic in this deck. Yeah, Scrap Gorger is, I mean, it does pretty much, yep. That's, it feels good when a lot of people converge on it, right? Then you feel good. That's, I'm still terrible at brewing decks. I never played Constructed in paper, so I was just playing kitchen table, fun, throw stuff together. What I have realized from playing around on Arena is that a lot of the standard decks that are doing very well, a lot of Constructed in general, aren't just playing a bunch of individually very good cards most of the time. Yes, sometimes you have a value gent pile with Fable of the Mirror Breaker and whatnot. But a lot of them, every single card is interacting with every other card for just anything you're doing is doing something fantastic. And I am so bad at figuring out how to make an entire engine of those pieces. I can find little bits and pieces here and there, but figuring out how to get everything into one pot and be beautifully synergistic, I haven't gotten there yet. Maybe eventually, but for now, still a big work in progress. He's also looking at Teachings of the Kirin. I have no clue what this does. So, okay, Neon Dynasty. It's a rare. Mill 3 cards, make a 1/1. Put a 1/1 counter, exile, and then when it attacks, exile target creature from a graveyard, make stuff. Okay. Exile non-creature. That does seem decent. I'm not going to spend more wild cards on it, but I do think Death Bonnet Sprout is probably a reasonable stand-in. It it has similar vibes to me at least. And it does work with the Snarling Gorehound, kinda sorta. He's got Tyvar? Why Tyvar? Untap a creature? And you return creatures. Again, not going to spend the myth. Wait, is he? Right, we've got rare planeswalkers now. That yeah, no, that's I haven't done much with him, but being able to mill and return stuff, that's pretty sweet. Doesn't have any nothing with the passive. Oh, I guess. Does this work with mana abilities? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. What else? He's got Pylon? Oh, true. Well, again, it's that is if it works with mana abilities, but I take it that you're saying it does. Okay. Surveil Destruction seems pretty good. Okay, so how many lands is he running? 5, 6, 10, 14, 18, 20? Seems reasonable, so we're looking for like 3 more things. I think our biggest discrepancy, so, okay, obviously the Teachings of the Kirin I think are better than Death Bonnet Sprout, but I think I'm willing to try that out. It's only running 3 of Dream Thief, interesting. We might go back up on that. I do think the extra Undead Butlers are a fine budget option. So really what I'm looking for here are things that are filling Tyvar's role of... Ooh! Yeah. Tenacious D. Good band. I think he's good. I think he's probably a little expensive. a little slow with the returning. I guess we are going to have some excess mana with the Insidious roots, but we don't have a lot of life gain options. We do draw cards off of it. Yeah, Mosswood. I don't think I actually have any Mosswood, yeah. Because again, sleeping through Eldraine. But yeah, that I think Mosswood would probably work pretty well in this. I would probably if I had that, I would probably go down two of the Undead Butlers in favor of Mosswood Dread Knight. What are some other? Oh yeah, no, we're talking it through. Exactly. It's good, fun vibes. I'll probably finish this one up and then like play one game with it and then call it for Magic for the day. But okay, so we're looking. I'm just gonna look at Planeswalkers in these colors. Soul Transfer, that might be one we're looking for. Oh, maybe not pluralizing it so we actually see the. Oh, what am I doing? Just search for type. I am genius. So Lily is cheap, but not doing what we want. Renin Realmbreaker. Lands you control have 1 mana of any color. Up to 1 target lands. No. Mill 3. Put a permanent card. Okay. So, kind of has Tyvar's second ability. It's to the battlefield, so it's worse, but if you can get to the ult, you get a lot of silliness there. Again, this is working with what I've got. So I think we'll try a Ren. Don't think any of those are doing it. So you were saying Soul Transfer. I should unfilter from Planeswalkers. Gloomshrieker. Ooh, yes. Soul Transfer. Choose one for the Convoke Murder. Most of the creatures we're hoping to be making off of the Insidious roots, I think is one of the big ones. So I think we'll be fine with this pile on. And I like that it surveils. Soul Transfer. If you control an artifact and an enchantment, you can choose both instead. Don't think we've got the artifacts to support it. And honestly, we probably don't even have enough enchantments. I think the biggest thing with this deck is we're probably not drawing our Insidious roots. I'm not sure how good we are without that. Gloomshrieker is a very fair point. It's a little costly, but it's menace. If it would die... Ugh. That's an annoying clause. I like that it returns stuff. I like that it's menace. I don't like that if it dies, it gets exiled instead. So that's a replacement effect. So it doesn't actually hit the yard. Oh, it's like Diabolic Intent? Diabolic Intent. Sack a creature, search for it. Okay. That might be a one of. We don't just have Eternal Witness, right? Return creature. Let's actually I guess return permanent. Vision of Chandlar, Green Widow. No. Oh, okay, interesting. So Cody Scavenger is we're doing a lot of milling. I think there's a reasonable chance that we hit the Descend. This might be an Eternal Witness that we can also maybe do some weird looping things with. I don't think Squirming Emergence, as fun as it can be, I don't think that's actually good in our deck. But I think, yeah, I think I'll I'll try out the Cody Scavenger. Let's do one of Diabolic Intent. Let's make this a real pile. And now let's throw in some lands. And might as well do a Takenuma. Okay, so also, just so I don't forget how many, so we want 20. Okay, so we'll do a Takenuma. Don't think Argoth is going to be great. It does let us mill. Do we have anything that's going to be very sad about not having basic land types? I don't think so, so... Oh, the Black March. Just as the, doesn't that just kill stuff, gain life? Oh, I should undo land. March of Wretched Sorrow. So it can kill something, we gain life, and it's exiling from our hand, so I don't think it triggers. Good thought. Might as well do a Boseiju. Okay, not that. Don't want these other lands. So, okay. Green black. I've got a Deathcap Glade. Sure, might as well. It's kind of the opposite of what we're looking for, but still is a land that sometimes is untapped. I think the Mortuary is going to be slow for what we're looking at. I would love to do some man lands and whatnot. I think I do try and invest in my mana bases. I'm also terrible at doing it responsibly, so we're seeing that come back to bite me, but okay. I think that's halfway decent. Could certainly be improved. I don't think this is Cavern of Souls or anything. So, okay. I think I'm down to see how this one. Let's root for the roots. All right. Oh, right. I should actually craft the few I didn't have. Okay. This looks like an absolute pile in my exact favorite kind of way. Oh, and of course, gotta pretty it up with cosmetics. Insidious Roots should be the cover. We've got Golgari, but this isn't a Nissa being racist against goblins type of Golgari. Who's gonna mulch?
Let's tear this place
Vivian's more
apart.
like big beasts. That's not. But I think she respects the cycle of life. I think she's the closest avatar I'm gonna get. And Le Dino. And Witherbloom. Yeah, no, I don't even have Garrick. Cosmetics I pick up from the midweek magic. Alright. Let's do one, and you know what? Let's throw this directly into the fire. We'll do standard ranked. We'll do one game, and then we'll call it for Magic for the day. Thank you. I'm sure this will go fantastically. Kadosin. Okay. Got Diabolic Intent to go looking for stuff. We've got a Scrappy George. We've got some removal. Let's give it a shot. Let's start with the swamp. Probably doesn't matter too terribly much. Oh, a little Cerberus. Kerberos? Never been 100% clear on the proper pronunciation of Greek. I do remember looking at like classical versus ecclesiastical versus modern Latin pronunciation at one point, and being under the impression that Julius Caesar probably would have been pronounced Julius Caesar, but don't quote me on that. Alright, let's butter some butlers. And intent is double mill roots. Ouch. Okay. I think we diabolic intent sacking our butler and go searching for. Wait, it's creature card. Oh, I have to exile something. I will exile the land. I will not, since we have no other creatures. And I will go find an Insidious Roots. I could have probably done Coatly Scavengers, but just want to get a Roots down as soon as possible. Is Kaiser? Yes, I know some of them would be Julius Kaiser. I've also seen... That's... I think there's a lot of ways. Okay, so we're up against the domain dot deck. I think we run out the other Scrappy George before we run out the Roots. Because Leyline Binding can also hit permanents, right? Yeah, absolutely domain dot deck. Man, domain and the Tri-lands are so messed up. Okay. Okay. Think we're safe to sneak in an Insidious Roots. Okay. We're feeling good. And then Fairy Dream Thief. Run you on out. Yeah, for the rotation. Exile target non-land permanent. Okay. Probably the Roots. Yep, they correctly identified our deck. Holy Scavenger. I do think we keep that, because we will be able to steal back one of our Roots. We don't really have any enchantment removal, but I don't know, maybe this is a best of 3 put in like Assassin's Trophy or something. I don't know if I've ever actually played a best of 3 game on Arena. That's again, I never did paper constructed, so sideboarding has not been a big thing for me. Okay, Virtue. Still might as well exile something from their yard. Our hopes and dreams rest on this thief of dreams. I just rhymed dreams with dreams. I am an amazing lyricist, I suppose. Okay, Scavenger back a Roots? Yes, no, maybe so? Alrighty. Statistically the best Ewit. I mean, come on, it's got an extra point of power and toughness. It costs 1 fewer, it's 1 green less color intensive. 169 with the homebrew? Nice! Love that. Hey, an Impicall seems really sweet. Okay, so we Insidious Roots. And then I think we Eaten Alive, sacking the Dream Thief. We target first, sack the Dream Thief, gets it in our bin for our exiling, and then 3-2 beatdowns. I'm sure we'll do fine. They don't have another Herd Migration or another Leyline Binding. All about them roots, No fungus. So next turn we can make a plant and draw a card. Yeesh. Don't think this is a great matchup for us. On the bright side, they are only going to be able to get back some of our goofy little creatures. Argoth, tapped. Cease and desist. Let me double check. Cease, desist, magic. Oh, is that the, it can, like, farewell for enchantments? Yeah, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. We could, but then it's also our own insidious roots, and we're very dependent on the scavengers. Oh my god! I didn't even realize. The virtue of persistence triggers our insidious roots. Best deck ever. Oh, that is so silly. Oh, that is so wonderfully goofy. Okay. I think we Death Bonnet Sprout, since it's kind of free, right? Because Convoke, yes, Convoke can be summoning sick creatures. So then we Undead Butler, and then we can tap out. Oh, but we don't want them to get. Oh wait, no, we can sacrifice. Okay, okay. Eaten Alive. We can sack the Undead Butler and exile their Archangel of Wrath. See, Cholera. Very good suggestion, because it makes that harder for them. So we do that. Sack a creature. We target there. We sack a Butler. And yes, we will exile it. When we do, we'll get back our Scavenger, so that we can get back another Insidious Roots. And then we can Rubble Belt Maverick. And let's put it on our teensiest, tiniest of plants. Now, they might just Sunfall, but like, this is fun. The fact that Virtue of Persistence. Yeah, I also smell that Sunfall. But the fact that Virtue of Persistencing our cards is bad for them. Because we just want our things to go in and out of our graveyard. Scrappy George exiling their stuff would have been nice. Being able to exile the things of theirs that we kill is good. So the pylons do feel kind of awkward. But I think in a lot of matchups they're totally fine, and we like the Surveil. I think we've actually put them in a mildly awkward spot. Stomp stomp. Our biggest problem is that they're going to recur their own threats from the graveyard, so we kind of don't want to be attacking right now. Okay, we've got the Sprout into Hulk. We can bring back an Insidious Roots and get double triggers. Yeah. We want them roots. Them roots, them dry roots. I mean, our stuff will be big enough, and yeah, we're scared of the Sunfall, so... Unfortunately, this is not a plant and does not get to get bigger from the stuff, but... Yep, we'll do that, and then we'll make 2 very large plants that we can feel good zipping in with. They... Okay. Tootin' Scootlin, but Radley ruined. Oh my god! And because they blocked with our Undead Butler, we get... Oh, no, we don't? Oh, it's their trigger, though, because they controlled it. Okay. Unfortunate. Bringing back their own Stomper. Yeah, I mean, they do only have 2 cards in hand, and they don't have their big card draw stuff. They're probably going to Sunfall us, but no? Oh, we can't Convoke it out because it's not any color, right? Convoke cares about our own colors. I think we get rid of one of our Scrappy Gorges. Yes, Rope for the Reach. Oh, that's going to come back to haunt me a lot, isn't it? Okay. I think we will just straight up cast a Pylon, killing their Archangel of Wrath. And Surveil 2. We absolutely dump the Dream Thief. And then, okay, so we Dream Thief, draw a card, draw that Death Bonnet Sprout, and grow our team doubly. Holy... Holy moly, okay. We could do the other Pylon, but I think we do just attack. Can we attack with those other ones? Because, okay, they block 1, so that's 11, so then that's 19, 25, so they could... So yeah, we don't want to attack with those quite yet. Yep, we're walloping. I mean, they do get back 2 blockers, but we actually have like a... I mean, this is doing things. We are super, super vulnerable to a board wipe right now. I mean, a Sunfall would be so devastating, but we can handle it. We can kill it. Yeah, need something for trample, but we're also just so wide. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of tuning that this deck needs, but I mean, we're fighting Domain. They don't have their answer to it, but we're fighting Domain, and we're in a pretty good spot. I do wonder why they got back our Butler. They milled a Sunfall. There's the Sunfall, okay. Ah, because they wanted it out of our bin? Okay. I get it. I gotcha. But it didn't take away our roots. We have options to rebuild. Okay, I think we Death Bonnet Sprout. And then we will Takenuma. And start our plant train again. I think we'll get back Ren and Realm. Oh no, we do need to get back a creature too. So we'll get back Scrappy George. Unfortunately, they will probably just start looping Archangels, so we're probably just dead. Or did they bin an Atraxa yet? Kodama of the Westry? Maybe. That also helps us fetch lands, right? Nahiri's Resolve. Creatures you control get 1/0 and haste at the beginning of your end step. And you get to... Whoa! I completely missed this card? So it's a teleportation circle. that also is a hasty... Whew, man, okay. That's pretty sick. They don't have another Archangel. So, like, if we can block... I mean, we're... Oh, no, but they do just get to start flickering the Archangel. Think we're probably just dead, but we'll still give it a shot. Yarus Uprising? Okay. I'll be investigating some of this offline. Yep, they flicked that. We mill a Gorehound. Okay, so we mill some stuff. Although, actually, wait, no, because Archangel is just gonna kill us, right? I guess we can pile on, but yeah, I don't think we're getting out of this. I'm gonna wrap it up, I think. Yeah, because we can kill the Archangel, we can block with the Spirit Token. We're down to 3, and then we block there as well, and we're not actually progressing our state, so... Yeah. Alright. That did admirably well, though. So, I do think this has a lot of potential. We'll absolutely be exploring that. We'll also be exploring the wonderful Animbakal doing goofy things with lots of artifacts. But that is going to be for offline and maybe tomorrow. Because today we're going to wrap up Magic, but I will be back at 2 p.m. PST for a continuance of Night in the Woods. But for now, thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it. Had some good brewing, had a good run in draft. Feeling pretty sweet. Appreciate it, and have a lovely rest of your days if I don't see you for the later stream. Bye-bye!